Okay guys, this is Microsoft Excel, which is computer practice for N4. I know that we have already covered some sections of Microsoft Word, right? This is a new application to some of you. So because of that reason, I will take you through step by step, but on the first lesson, as I understand that you are newly introduced to it, I'm going to introduce you to spreadsheet basics, meaning I'm not going to focus that much on what we are going to be assessed upon, but just to give you the basics as lesson number one. Well, we need to understand the concept Microsoft Excel, what the application is all about. This application, it deals with manipulation of figures, meaning it deals with calculations, or it deals with numbers. It's unlike Word. This one deals with figures. All right. If I can simply take you to my spreadsheet template here, as you can see. This one is completely different from Microsoft Word. Take note. There is column A, column B, column C, D, and so forth. That is how a spreadsheet is made. It's made of columns and rows. This is row number 1, row number 2, 3, 4, and so forth. So the spreadsheet is made of columns. It is also made of different rows. So because of these columns and rows, so we've got different cells as well. For an example, this is cell A1. This it's B3. This is D5. B2 and so on. Right. Take note, these cells results from an intersections of columns and rows. So these intersections of columns and rows produce these cells. And you also take note of the fact that each and every cell has got its own identification. As I've said, this is B2, this is A3. So each and every cell has got its own identification. So how do we name them? What is the reason I'm referring to this one as C4? Very simple, as you can see. Column C is active on this side, row number 4 is active. That's the reason why we refer to it as C4. Again, this one is B2. You can see column B is active and row number 2 is active. That is why we are saying this one is B2. But apart from that, there is a name box here. So if you point on a name box here, you can see this is B2. Right now, my active cell, it's B2. Now I'm introducing you to another concept, active cell. What is an active cell? Let's have a look. An active cell is a cell where data is currently entered. Simple as that. That is where data is currently entered. That simply means the active cell, it's where you are typing. That is where you need your content to appear. Let's go back to spreadsheet templates. For an example, right now I'm on B2. If I can key in something here, you can see the content is accepted by the active cell. I can remove and go to cell A1. This is A1. I can type something here because the active cell is A1. If you key in something on the keyboard, A1 is going to accept that particular content. As I have said, this might not be the content that you'll be assessed upon, but the basics of spreadsheet, it's something that you need to understand shortly before we proceed to the content that you'll be assessed upon. Continuing with the basics, let's have a look on the bottom part of our screen. Right, this is worksheet number 1. As you can see, there's only one worksheet in this spreadsheet template. But if you want to add more worksheets, that is very simple to do. You simply click here. I've got 2 worksheets right now. Click here. I've got 3 worksheets. I can continue with this and create as many worksheets as I want. So it depends on how many worksheets you need. So that's how simple it is to create more worksheets. Right, at present, I've got worksheet 1, worksheet 2, and worksheet 3. Please take note, I'm working on Microsoft Excel 2016. This might be a little bit different with the previous versions, like Microsoft Excel 2010. This is 2016. On the very same worksheets, I can also rename them. Example, if you want to rename the worksheet, you right-click on it and left-click on rename. Right, I will provide this worksheet with the new name. Let's say I'm referring to it as a college. Worksheet number 2, I can also rename it as hotel. Worksheet number 3, I can also rename it. But at the very same time, if you see that you have created more than required worksheets, you can also remove them by right-clicking and delete. Simple as that. All of this falls under the basics of spreadsheet. Let me get back to my worksheet number 1, which is renamed college. Right. Let's say you want to display the current date. You are not aware what is the date today. Spreadsheet is able to display the date on your behalf by typing the relevant formula. Example, you simply type equals to today, open and close round blank brackets. Well, the word today, it's not case sensitive. It's either you use your cap locks or your small letters, it doesn't matter. It's not sensitive. Right, after typing today, open and closing round blank brackets, you simply press enter. Then you can see the date is displayed. Simple as that. All of those are capabilities of Microsoft Excel. So we also need to understand the issue of dates formatting. For an example, we've got the long date, the short date, and the medium date. This is a short date far as we understand. Then you can see right here that this date, it's a result of a formula. Here it's a formula bar. So you can see in my formula bar, there is equals to today and brackets. So this is an output. If I need to change the date format to a long date, well, I can simply go to format cells. You can use this. It's up to you whether you use this format and go down to format cells. You can see the dialog box which is displayed, or rather right click on the relevant cell, go to format cells again. So you'll be given the very same dialog box. So that one is up to you. Then you can see that date is selected and the short date is also selected. If you need to change this to a long date, I'm choosing the long date and approve it by clicking OK. Then you can see the change. Right, moving on. I can also display both current date and time. How? By typing the relevant formula again, it's going to be equals to now. Open and close round brackets and enter. Both date and time are displayed, as you can see. So as I have said, all of those are capabilities of Microsoft Excel or spreadsheet. Right, I need to remove or to delete this. I can highlight both my cells and press delete. What if I need to reuse the very same cells for something else now which is not date? You can see that these two cells now are on date format. It's recommended that you change this back to general for reuse. Well, then you'll be required to key in or to type the spreadsheet as you'll be given on your question paper. Example, right here, I've got the topic. Right, I've got this topic here. What if this topic is supposed to be cap locks? It doesn't matter. It can be. Right, the next one. Okay, deliberately, let me skip row number 2. And I would like to create the header row. I'm moving from cell A3 to B3. So to move from one cell to another, it's up to you whether you use your mouse or the arrow keys on your keyboard. C3, D3, it is very important to ascertain that you key in the text on relevant cells. Right, unfortunately, you can see right now that all my subtopics on the header row are not fully visible. So you might be required to apply the so-called text wrap. So how to apply the text wrap? Let's have a look. You click on the first content that you need to convert into a text wrap and format cells. You choose alignment. When it comes to this dialog box, you choose alignment. There is a wrap text here. You make a tick on this checkbox and OK. Right. You can adjust your column horizontally a little bit. As you can see, I can also adjust the row to reduce the size. Number registered, now it's fully visible. So there is number on top and registered below. That is what we call text wrap. Right. To do the very same thing on number wrote and number passed, there is no need to get back to format cells dialog box, because you simply click on the formatted one. You make use of format painter, you click here. As you can see, you do the very same thing, format painter, simple as that. What about campus? Campus might be required to be at the center, either horizontal or vertical or both, right? Let us centralize this, centralize it both horizontal and vertical. So a lot of things are on format cells. This is horizontal, this is vertical. So this is horizontal center, that is vertical center, and OK, as you can see. So this is my header row, meaning row number 3. The entire row number 3 is my header row. So if I need to bold, I don't need to do this one by one. I will simply click on bold. Simple as that. All of this falls under the basics of your spreadsheet. Let's say now you are working on your spreadsheet and you are required to type the following. By pressing enter, you'll move to the next row. So what else will be required? So right now we are creating the spreadsheet as it is. Now I can say we are done with the basics. So to create the spreadsheet as it is, it's what I'm currently doing. For an example, you are given the following. Okay, as I've said, to move from one cell to another, you can use your mouse or you can use the arrow keys, but to go down, you can also use just enter like in Microsoft Word. Right, let's focus on number road. And finally, number passed. Right, in connection with lesson number 1, as I've indicated from the beginning that I'm giving you just the basics. So on the next lesson, then we'll proceed from here. Please take note now, we are in a spreadsheet, not the basics anymore. We're in a spreadsheet that you'll be assessed upon. Up until so far, there is no calculation that we have performed. That is all in connection with lesson number 1.